We have over 247 vehicle videos on this channel, but very few Mitsubishis. But that's going to change on this episode. Stay tuned. We're at our secret garage. Let's see what we're rolling out today. Looks to be a 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV. A nice looking rig and a bit larger than most compact SUVs. And this white paint isn't the most attention-getting color, but does a good job of reflecting the heat on this hot, well, January day. It's 85 degrees outside in January here, go figure. You don't see too many Outlanders on the road. That's because Mitsubishi is a small company in the USA. They sell around 35,000 of these every year. By comparison, Toyota sells around 35,000 RAVs every month. So why would you buy a Mitsubishi Outlander over the competition? Well, I have 5 good reasons to start off with. Number one, unlike other Japanese SUVs that are not made in Japan but subcontracted to other countries, this is an actual, honest-to-goodness Japanese SUV made in Japan and shipped over here. It tells you right here, 99% Okazaki, Japan, but doesn't tell us where the other 1%'s from. Pardon my shaky hand, but my tripod broke. Number two, it's got one of the best safety ratings of any SUV out there, lots of 5 stars. Number three, almost all compact SUVs have done away with the third row seating. They figure if you have 7 people to put in, they want to sell you the bigger, more expensive, mid-size SUVs. Not a problem here. You sit 2 in front. You can squeeze 3 in the second row. And in the back cargo area, you pull the magic strap. And it gives you 2 extra seats for small kids or poodles only. But you can still put 7 people in here if you try. If you have some large full-size relatives you want to get rid of because they're overstaying their welcome, just stick them back here for a long road trip. They'll be gone the next day, I promise. There is a spare tire under there somewhere. Number 4, almost all manufacturers have done away with V6 engines in compact SUVs, but the Mitsubishi does have a V6 available. Unfortunately, it wasn't available for us. Instead of the 224 horsepower V6, we got the 4-cylinder, which puts out 166 horsepower. It's rated at 24 mpg in the city, 29 on the highway, with a 26 overall in mixed commuting. Instead of the 6-speed automatic you get with a V6, we get a CVT automatic on this. Not my best choice, but it is what it is. Just to bear in mind, the V6 is available and can tow 3,500 pounds. On this setup, it's 1,500 pounds. And number 5, you get the best Japanese warranty in the business. 10 years, 100,000 miles on the drivetrain. In 5 years, 60,000 miles and everything else. So there you go, 5 good reasons to buy a Mitsubishi Outlander. And actually there are 6 because I've been driving this at night, and these are excellent headlights. With all my vehicles, we test the headlights at night to see how they perform. And we're going to do that right now. This is the upgraded model that's supposed to have LEDs. Well, they don't look like LEDs, but well, we'll see how they do. It's dark enough, so we'll take these headlights out and see how they perform. Look pretty bright to me. Here we have the low beams on a building 100 feet away. A very bright light. A good rise, too. Go to high beam. Not overly bright, but more than adequate. And these are very nice low beams. Here we have the high beams on the building 300 feet away. A very nice wide spread. Now we go to low beam. Just barely reaches out. These are definitely some of the best low beam lights I've ever used. Nice and bright. They don't blind oncoming drivers. Widespread. Doesn't get much better than this. By the way, this 360-degree camera system Lights up pretty good at night. Gives a good view, especially when backing up in tight spaces. This Outlander has a very nice feature you'll not find on very many vehicles. It's called the headlight leveling switch. You can actually adjust the alignment of your headlights by turning the knob. Lower the number, higher the beam. Higher the number, the lower the beam. Or you can go in between. To demonstrate how this works, I'll go back to the wall I was at earlier. These are the low beams on a wall 100 feet away, with the headlights put in the highest adjustable position. Set the switch. Now it's going to the lower position. Reverse it. Goes back up for maximum brightness. There are many advantages to the system. For example, if you're towing or have heavy loads in the back, it can cause the front end to rise, blinding oncoming traffic. In that case, you simply lower the headlight beam. And in cold weather, where you have a lot of mist and fog, lowering the headlights can eliminate a lot of glare as well. But for normal driving, I prefer them raised to the highest position. It would be nice if all vehicles had this feature, but very few do. This Mitsubishi Outlander has it, and the Nissan Titan XD truck has it. Haven't found it on any other vehicles. Too bad. Getting back to the vehicle, you might be wondering how much this thing costs. The price starts around $23,000 for a stripper. This one was loaded up with everything, including all-wheel drive, leather interior, everything except the V6 engine, which brought us to just over 32 grand. Keep in mind, Mitsubishi dealers discount quite a bit. Okay, let's take a look at this cabin. The glove box has adequate room if you take out all the owner's manuals. The all-wheel drive button is located below the shifter. A medium-sized console. The climate controls don't have any knobs, just buttons, but simple enough to use anyway. We get a nice gauge cluster with an information screen. And I'm getting 22.9 in heavy city driving, not bad. Overall, this is a very nice cabin. Materials and workmanship are very good. I did have two complaints. Number one, the sun visors do not slide back and forth, so you can't block out the sun as it comes through the side windows. Not very pleasant in the early morning and late afternoon when it bakes your face. You're just going to have to settle this with an aftermarket product. Mitsubishi knows about this. I've complained often. They say they're going to fix it, but they never do. My second complaint has to do with the bodywork under the door. The rocker panels are way too wide. And we have what I call the dirt shelf here. Look at all this. Gets on my finger, but it's been getting on my pants. Curiously, a lot of this is protected by the door, but it doesn't seem to do a very good job. Water, mud, dust seems to blow up under there anyway. That's why I keep a bottle of glass cleaner inside the door panel, so I can wipe that area down and keep my pants clean. If you own one of these Mitsubishis, I suggest you might want to do that too, especially if you live somewhere where there's a lot of rain, snow, and sleet. Okay, enough show and tell. Let's get this on the road and do some driving, and we're going to be doing lots of fuel economy testing too. Stand by for that later on in the video. I'm impressed with the power steering. It has a pretty good feel, if not the fastest I've ever used. But keep in mind, this is the all-wheel drive vehicle. That might not apply to the two-wheel drive version. Since this is an SUV, there's really no point in taking the turning circle, but we're in the turning circle, so what the heck? Let's see how fast we can go without losing traction. Not bad. The good news, this 4-cylinder engine pulls very strong. I'm impressed. Unfortunately, the CVT automatic sucks the life out of it. There is a DS mode, which I take to be a sport mode. It doesn't cover that in the owner's manual for some reason. You push it over like that, which supposedly helps your acceleration. Well, yeah, it's getting there. Got the CVT droning. I can't stand these CVT gearboxes. I wish they'd take them all and dump them in a... Oh, never mind. Anyhow, nice engine, good brakes. But as far as the CVT automatic, well, we'll just have to live with it. Don't you just love that droning noise? Sounds like the Indy 500. This Mitsubishi Outlander is one of the smoothest riding SUVs I've ever driven, so it should be interesting to see how it does on these speed bumps, which is our simulated impact test, to see how it performs on potholes and other road irregularities. So let's give it a go. I usually take these bumps at around 30 miles per hour, but I'm going to start off at 20. Here's the first one. Ooh, I don't think this likes speed bumps. Here comes another one. Here comes a soft one. And a big nasty one. I don't think we're going to do 30 miles per hour. This vehicle doesn't like impacts. But it does have a very smooth ride on the street, so that's all that matters. Now we're going to take this out on the highway in the streets and see what type of fuel economy we can get. So let's do it. We're going to set the miles per gallon meter at 0 and go out and do a highway trip and see what type of figures we can rack up. So here we go. I'm trying to keep our speed around 75 miles per hour, which represents freeway driving, but with heavy traffic it might be slightly less. Which means our MPG will be slightly more, I think. We'll see. Alright, we're concluding our 51-mile trip. We're going to pull over and see what our fuel economy ended up being. Well, here we go, 26.9 MPG. About average for this class. It was averaging 69 miles per hour. Actually 70, but I pulled over. Oh, there we go. Going down again. Actually, it's 70 miles per hour, just for the record. Can this Mitsubishi be taken off-road? Well, yes, it does have the ground clearance. That's the positive side. On the negative side, this nose does stick out quite a bit, so you have to be careful when going into dips. Just keep in mind this is a crossover SUV, which means it's based on a car platform, not a heavy-duty truck with a frame. So as long as you're not treating it like a Jeep Wrangler and use it for light-duty recreational use, you'll be fine. And if you get the optional all-wheel drive, traveling through sand will not be an issue. If you enjoy camping, this Mitsubishi holds lots of gear. If you sleep in your vehicle, there's lots of room. Pretty nice outdoor rig as far as I'm concerned, as you can see, because that's what we're using it for today. And we're getting ready to leave, so let's do some more driving and fuel economy tests. We're going to reset our fuel economy gauge and do another fuel economy test on the freeway. Again, we'll try to keep the speed around 75 miles per hour, traffic pending. Okay, on this trip we averaged 74 miles per hour, 25.7 mpg. In case you're wondering what these buildings are, this is a chicken farm. Now I'm told there's 11 million chickens in there, although in reality it's more like 4 million. That's a lot of chicken poop. Wonder what they do with it. I know one thing, it's killing the new car smell here, so guess we need to be moving on. Because of the chicken poop smell in this town, you can pick up a nice house rather cheap. Got a great deal in this mansion here. This needs a little coat of paint and a roof repair. What a deal. And the garage opens up to the back patio. Now you can't beat that. That's class. This Mitsubishi is a very nice highway cruiser. A soft ride, solid body structure, good stability. And the wind noise is rather low, aside from the area around the mirrors, but that's no big deal. Very nice vehicle for long trips. Of course, taking a long trip would have been even better if I had the satellite radio hooked up instead of AM FM, so I wouldn't have to listen to this. Well, here's your official count, 27.4 mpg, averaging around 75 miles per hour. Not bad. People often ask me, if you were going to buy a compact SUV, what would you buy? Well, if I wanted something for ultimate reliability, I would usually think about a Toyota RAV. If I wanted something sporty, a Mazda CX-5 would be on my list. On the other hand, if I wanted something very comfortable to drive, had 7 people to haul around, I think this would be on the list too. I really like this vehicle, and I think it's very underrated. The dealers offer good discounts, and it's got one of the best warranties around. So if that's what you're looking for, give this Mitsubishi a look. Here are some links to other SUVs we've tested. Just click and watch the videos.